It is week 15 and the 11-2 Miami Dolphins travel out to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Last week, Kendall Wright had a big game for them, 8 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown for him. And he's being thrown to by QB1 Kirk Cousins, 20 TDs, 8 INTs, and just under 3,000 yards on the season for the former Michigan State Spartan. Here in his own 48, he steps in the pocket, tries to find Adam Thielen, but instead is picked off by Cordrea Tankersley. It's going the other way for the Dolphins now, so Tannehill and the Finns take over on offense. And it did not go well for them. 2nd and 10 at midfield. Here comes the pressure right away. Strip sack from Everson Griffin. It's going to be picked up by the Dolphins. So now it's a 3rd and 19. And Tannehill, yet again, is sacked, this time by the blitzing safety, Andrew Sendejo. They would have to punt on the play, so then the Vikings are now back with the ball on their own 20-yard line. It's a play action to Cook. Cousins chucking it downfield into double coverage, and it is way short of the receiver. Picked off by Tankersley yet again, his 2nd INT of the game, and this one is gonna go a long way. Jukes out a tight end, and then he's absolutely gassed, so is everyone else, so he is essentially power walking into the end zone. A 73-yard interception returned for a touchdown. It's now a 7-0 lead for the Dolphins. Vikings back on offense. There is Tavares King on the reception, bouncing off tackles like a pinball. Picks up the first down, then a handoff to Dalvin Cook and a spin out of a tackle, break a few, pick up the first down in the run game, eventually taken down inside Miami territory. Another handoff to Dalvin Cook here on 3rd and 3. He is off into the end zone. A 31-yard touchdown rush for Dalvin Cook, and it's all tied up at 7 here in Minnesota. Very end of the first quarter, they get the snap off right before the quarter ends. Tannehill sheds the incoming rusher and then proceeds to go and scramble for the first down and some extra runs out of bounds inside the 10. Now the very first play of the second quarter, they hook up with Kenyon Drake, a little swing pass, and he's going to waltz that into the end zone. Dolphins back on top, 14-7 is the score. So we're in the second quarter. Vikings on offense now. Kirk Cousins gonna air this one up for Adam Thielen, and he is hooked on a Thielen into the end zone, but it's going to be called back on holding. They would end up punting on the drive. So Dolphins back on offense, 1st and 10. Tannehill hooks up with Jazeki for the first down. Now it's a 1st and 10 inside Minnesota territory. And he's going to find Leonte Carew this time for the first down. Now down to the 23. Very next play. Here comes Danielle Hunter. He's going to take down Tannehill for the sack. It's going to be a 2nd and 16 now for the Dolphins. Tannehill dropping back, moving around in the pocket, and he is taken down yet again, this time by Stephen Weatherly. 3rd and 23. Upcoming, they would not convert, so it's 4th and 23. Sent at the kicking team. Young-Ho Koo makes it 17-7 here about halfway through the second quarter. Now with about 3 minutes left, the Vikings on offense. Cousins, all the time in the world, airs this one up to the end zone. It's picked off by Xavier Howard, the 3rd pick of the day for the Dolphins defense. And now they're back on offense. 3rd and 12. Ryan Tannehill, what do you know? Sacked yet again. Laramie Tunsil gets pushed right back into Tannehill, and now the Vikings take over on offense. Cousins throwing to the sidelines. Ball is batted up in the air and then picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick, the rookie safety, and now the Dolphins, with their 4th INT, are back on offense. Tannehill trying to get points before the half, finds Jazeki on the diving catch. Now 1st and 10, finds Jazeki yet again for another first down. He's inside the red zone on the 11-yard line, inside 10 seconds left. This is supposed to be a fade at the corner of the end zone for Jazeki, but instead it's way short and picked off by Xavier Rhodes. No points before half for the Dolphins. So here, late third quarter, as literally nothing happened in this quarter, the Vikings are going to find Adam Thielen down to the 15. Their drive would stall out, so they start the fourth quarter out by making it a 7-point game. And on the ensuing kickoff, Albert Wilson gets trucked, fumbles on the play, and the Vikings recover, so they immediately get some great field position. Rolling out to his left here is Cousins. He's sacked by Jordan Phillips, who somehow got off his block with his 37 block shed rating. And then the Vikings would stall out, kick a field goal. 17-13 is the score. Now the Dolphins back on offense. They've struggled to get the run game going up until this point where Kenyon Drake shedding tacklers, spinning out of tackles, and he's going to go to the promised land. 71 yards on that rush for Kenyon Drake, and the Dolphins extend their lead to 24-13 in this one. Now about 6:55 left in the fourth quarter. Cousins dropping back, finds Adam Morgan the second at a UTSA for the first down inside Miami territory. Very next play, Cousins hooks up with Laquan Treadwell for the first down, somehow does not drop that ball. Now it's 2nd and 10 on the 22. Cousins rolling out to his right, gets the pass off just in time, and fires a beauty to Kendall Wright, who gets both feet in bounds. His first touchdown of the day. It's 24-21 after the 2-point conversion was good. On 1st and 10, Tannehill on their drive is sacked by Sendejo, his third of the game. 2nd and 17 now. Right as he finishes his drop back, waiting for someone to get open, and then the pressure gets to him as he throws. 3rd and 17 now. Once again, nobody open, and Tannehill's being chased down, this time by Everson Griffin. That would force a punt for Miami, which would pin the Vikings at their own 8-yard line. But the very first play, Cousins in shotgun, absolutely no one on the rush for the Dolphins, all getting blocked, and he hooks up with Kendall Wright, who's going to go 92 yards to the end zone. A second touchdown of the day for Kendall Wright. Huge game for him. And it's now a 28-24 Minnesota lead, their first lead of the game. Basically a 2-minute drive here for the Dolphins. Tannehill finds Amendola after the holding call that makes it 2nd and 20. Now it's 3rd and 5. Tannehill, Leonte Carew first down. Inside the 2-minute warning now. Tannehill steps up in the pocket. Nobody's open. He takes off for the end zone, dives in and gets in, crosses the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown. A scrambling touchdown for Tannehill to put the Dolphins back on top. 31-28 is the score. As we move things on late into the fourth quarter, it's a handoff for the Vikings. They still have one timeout. They did not call it for whatever reason, and then they run the ball again. Very odd play calling from the CPU Vikings, because this is Madden, a very trash game, as the Dolphins win this one 31-28 because the Vikings refused to kick a field goal at the end of the game to tie it and send it to OT. Dolphins are now 12-2 on the season with this win. As far as the stats on the day, Mike Gesicki had a big day in the receiving game for the Finns. 6 catches, 110 yards. In the Vikings side of things, there was Kendall Wright, who only had 3 catches, but he did go for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Dolphins had another bad game on the offensive line as they allowed 15 total sacks to the Vikings defense. Danielle Hunter with 4, Everson Griffin with 3, Sendejo with 3, and then a couple other guys had about 1 on the day as well. Because of the most recent patch to Madden, they have made the game absolutely zero fun whatsoever. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Dolphins Football. Don't forget to tune in next time for Week 16 as the Dolphins are back home playing host to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are probably going to sack Tannehill for 35 sacks in a single game because Madden is Madden. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying, why do I play this game?